sea keeps moving in the dark, the tide observatory holds one quiet pool of light. Tall windows face the black inlet. A brass lamp burns over the chart table. No measurement needs to be called in now. Inside the observatory, the air carries salt, damp paper, oilskin, and the faint warmth of old instruments. A low clockwork tick comes from the wall shelf. No keeper crosses the floor. Near the entrance, heavy sea capes hang from iron hooks beside a narrow locker. Their hems fall in long, dark folds. No hand reaches for them. A pair of rubber boots stands on a ribbed mat below the bench. Salt has dried in pale rings around the soles. No fresh print joins them tonight. Along the first wall, framed tide charts hang beside shelves of bound ledgers and rolled harbor maps. Blue lines and numbers cross the paper in bands. No finger follows them. Below the charts, a small cabinet of brass tags stands partly open beside a wooden tray of pencils. 2 tags lie on the lip of the drawer. No hand sets them back. At the center table, a ledger lies open under a round brass weight beside a capped fountain pen. Times, moon height, and current notes fill the page in narrow, dark lines. No new entry appears. A tide watch rests near the margin on a faded blue cord. Its glass catches one thin line of light. No thumb opens the case. Beyond the table, a narrow aisle runs between stacked instrument boxes and a wall of pegged tools. Coils of rope hang in patient circles above the crates. No hook swings there. A crate marked glass floats sits below another marked signal flags. The lids stay shut. Nothing is taken down. From somewhere outside, a wash of dark water reaches the lower stones and fades again. Not hard, not near. The brass lamp keeps its steady halo. The smell of salt and paper stays in the room. The observatory takes back its quiet. At the west window, the breakwater path curves beneath the cliff face toward a black stair cut in the rock. One harbor light stands beyond the bend. Its red point holds there. Far below, water folds through the inlet and breaks in pale seams against the outer wall. No boat passes the gap. No horn carries across the harbor. Along the inner wall, framed diagrams show measuring lines, marker posts, and safe approach routes in blue and faded red. No finger traces them. No corner curls free. A brass key cabinet hangs below the diagrams with tiny hooks in even rows. 2 hooks stand empty. No door opens there tonight. At the stair rail, yellow paint has worn away where older hands once gripped in winter weather. Bare metal shows through in a narrow shine. No palm closes there now. Below the rail, 6 steps lead toward a lower gauge room beneath the floor. Cool air rises from the gap in slow breaths. No boot goes down. Near the service shelf, spare wicks lie in flat tins beside a torch and a folded inspection card. boxes fill the card from top to bottom in dark ticks. No fresh mark joins them. A short enamel mug waits at the corner beside a folded cloth. One pale ring shows at the bottom. No steam rises there. Outside the north pane, the harbor lies beyond the inlet in long, dark bands of water and scattered dock lights. A crane stands still across the basin. No moving beam sweeps the shore. Higher up, mist drifts across a break in the cloud and covers one star. The rest of the sky stays closed. Nothing else changes there. Near the workbench, stacked funnels wait beside sealed oil tins and a narrow tool case. Their metal rims make dull half circles under the lamp. Nothing is taken down. A dented kettle sits near the edge of the bench beside two cups. One cup shows a line of dried tea near the base. No steam rises there. At the eastern wall, signal poles rest in brackets below a warning board and a mounted speaking tube. White labels hang beneath each bracket in even strips. No pole slips loose. A plate reads "Outer Markers" in black letters on yellow enamel. The enamel catches one line of light. No hand reaches there. At the roof seam, dark beams cross above the room in a repeating pattern over the lamp glow and shelves. Nothing shakes the frame. No chain drops there. One bolt head near the nearest brace shows bright metal through the paint. It catches a brief glint, then dulls again. Nothing begins, nothing ends. The tide observatory keeps its late arrangement beneath the storm cliffs, small and watchful, while black water leans against the stone outside and the harbor sleeps beyond. Near the rear door, a folded sea cape hangs from a hook above a copper bucket. The fabric keeps one hard crease. No drop falls there now. At the lower pane, dried salt marks show where older spray once reached the frame during rough weather. The pale trace stands against the dark beyond. No cloth wipes it away tonight. Below that short stair, the lower gauge room keeps its cool, dim space beneath the observatory floor and the weight of the storm cliffs above. No new sound rises there. No shadow crosses the steps. At the first landing, damp air gathers lightly near the wall. The handrail shows worn paint. No boot goes there tonight. Below the main room, the gauge room waits, between stone walls and low shelves lined with boxed floats, spare markers, and wrapped glass tubes. A narrow lamp glows above the first rack. Its light falls in a pale strip. Nothing passes through it. Near the wall, sealed tins of oil rest beside spare mantles and a folded harbor plan. Blue marks show the measuring posts beyond the inlet. No hand opens it. A rack of long poles stands beside two storage chests and a narrow box of calipers. Their metal tips hold a dull shine. No grip closes there. A wooden tray below the rack holds spare lenses in padded slots. Red glass, stained glass, clear glass. No light wakes inside them. Through the lower pane, a stone slit looks toward the tide well, where black water moves below the outer arch. Foam gathers once along the edge, then slips away. A lamp outside shines on the wet stones beyond. Its reflection stretches across a shallow film of water, then breaks apart. At the service bench, spare fasteners lie beside a screwdriver, a coil of thin wire, and a folded cloth. The tool handle shows one pale edge under the lamp. No hand lifts it. A short ledger rests at the corner with delivery notes and gauge checks written in narrow rows. No new line is added tonight. No page turns. From somewhere above, a soft wash of water moves against the outer wall and then is gone. Not sharp, not long. The low draft returns under it. The lamp keeps its small circle. The room takes back its quiet. Near the inner post, a hook holds a wool cap above a box of spare hooks and sealed batteries. The brim hangs in a soft curve. No shoulder enters it. A pair of gloves waits on the lid beside a folded scarf. The leather catches a thin line of light. No hand reaches there. At the far ladder, the metal climbs toward a hatch marked Outer Walk. The latch stays centered. No one lifts it. Beside the frame, a small clock face glows faintly above a pinned weather slip. The hands sit near midnight. No one checks now. Along the floor, a grated drain runs toward the dark end of the room beside the outer wall. Salt marks show in pale streaks along the edge. No stream overfills there. A warning plate reads, "Open flame," in black letters on yellow enamel. The border has gone dull. No second notice hangs below it. At the side recess, a cabinet of spare fittings stands beside a folded screen and a sealed tool case. White labels run down the drawer fronts. No drawer opens there. A key tag hangs from the case latch on a bent wire loop. The code has faded at one corner. No hand lifts it tonight. Near the north wall, 3 empty lantern hooks hang beside a route map and a rolled old canvas cover tied with twine. Their shadows rest in dark curves. No hook swings there. The canvas keeps its stiff shape in the cool air. A loose end hangs toward the floor. Nothing pulls it free tonight. Near the shelf edge, a folded rag rests beside a short iron wrench. The cloth keeps one dark grease mark near the center. No hand reaches tonight. No dust shifts along the shelf. No chain slips from the peg. Still. Back above, the upper observatory keeps its brass lamp, harbor charts, and quiet red point beyond the west pane. The keys stay flat on the table. The outer path stays empty along the stone. One light, then dark water, then again through the mist. At the lower pane, dried salt still shows where spray once reached the frame during storm tides. No cloth wipes it clear. No keeper passes there now. The gauge room stays cool below the floor. The tide observatory stays watchful beneath the cliffs. Morning has not reached